Although I'm truly a Renaissance starter, my mind divine, it take me a lot farther. Growing up, I really had beef with my father, but why bother explaining my feelings? Try harder, but either way they gon' paint you the villain. 8 months with no phone, dog, we aiming for.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up, we're going to see Leonard Fournette. He had a great week last week. Well over 100 on the ground with a score. It's the Texans and the Monarchs on Monday Night Prime Time.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, we wrap up Week 11 with a good Monday nighter between the Houston Texans and the London Monarchs. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our home side in this one, they know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late, so maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays, anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. From the 6. And he returns this to the 22. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Lawrence looking to pass on the first play. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be second and a couple. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. A pass underneath for Carson. 7 yards there and a first down. Lawrence will throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On 2nd and 10, Lawrence to the right side, complete to Miller. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 11 yards there, first down. Come on, set. It's a throw again is Lawrence. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. On play action, Lawrence. Now he's forced out left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, their ability to give up a huge play is one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They run it with Carson. And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 32. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On the option, a handoff to Carson. And able to work his way down to the 16. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's London with the football. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Flushed out right. And they'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Monarchs post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed, and this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the 10. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He's going to get this complete here to Lockett. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Edwards.
Let's go.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And it's caught. And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. On the sneak, it's Hurts, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Jalen Hurts scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Instead of having to play follow the leader there, the leader led.
I like that. And he likes that, doesn't he? First and goal, let me do the job.
Because you know when he falls into the end zone after falling behind those big guys who pushed up front, that's a pretty good celebration, isn't it?
Gives him a little street cred in the locker room, too, doesn't it?
Street cred, and then when they go out to dinner afterwards, he's still picking up the check.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They'll have very good starting field position here as they try to break our tie, and they start 1st and 10. Fournette, a first down carry. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Again, it's Fournette. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Let's go! Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Ready up. Ready.
Up the gut, Fournette. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at second and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Leonard Fournette, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Now the point after try for Santos. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
From the shotgun, Lawrence got a man and he hits him in stride. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Again, it's Lawrence. And his throw here is incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open book beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So second down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. From midfield now, Lawrence. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And his pass, incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. Lawrence hit and the ball is free. But fortunately, another offensive player quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. This is Carson. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Back deep, the former All-Pro Tyler Lockett. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. Play action. Here's Hurts. And that nearly intercepted. With a free safety rolling into position, almost had it, but it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And this will be caught by Edwards. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
2nd down. Here's Hurts. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Hurts. He hits his target, Lockett. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the Chiefs who were able to come away with the home victory. Patrick Mahomes leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Next, we head off to check out another game, and you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Texans in that first half. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, on the other side, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both teams making their final adjustments. We're closing in on the second half. And for the call, let's get you back over to London, where we rejoin Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. Taken from about the 12 and up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Texans to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on second down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And they're going to speed things up here. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain.
Cardinal.
On second down, it's Bell. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now a first down carry by Bell. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Bell. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Up the middle, here's Bell. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Touchdown, Texans. Kenny Galladay, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's capped off by the touchdown from Kenny Galladay. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Lawrence. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
On the ready.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Get up. Delay of game, offense. We're going to do what we do.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 3rd down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Alert, alert.
Here's Lawrence. He's got a man, and that's Alex Erickson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the 1st. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. Open man, Erickson. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he'll be marked out right at the 20-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On the set.
Now it's Carson. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
You know that old expression, it's not my night.
It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Lawrence hit and the ball is free. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over, but that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Break.
They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. And he stopped immediately there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Burt sets up to throw it. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, a 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Lawrence. And this will go to Carson out wide. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Ready? Opposite. Mark it.
They run for it with Carson. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Now Lawrence to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Lawrence going to throw again. And that will be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he's fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. That one looks like he'll throw here. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Offense.
So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
Hurts. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. Touchdown, Houston. Noah Fant, and even 90 yards. And the Texans look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They'd like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From the 6. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. London about set to take over on offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Ready, break. You got Parker.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down.
That's a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Lawrence will throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally, because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it. Might not do too much for the result of the game, but it could add to your stats.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Okay, great.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Hurts to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
They're going to look to throw. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last point of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Texans, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now in the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.